Talk. Hey there, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday on a Tuesday. I'm your host, Madi B, and today we have a very special guest. We have a very special show, and it's really going to be highlighting this year, the Christmas season, the happy holidays. But before we get started, I want to do a warm welcome to our managing partner, Ramesh Raghuthaman. Welcome back.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? It's good to be back.
We're so excited to have you. I kind of wanted to hold off on the introduction because we've missed you. We haven't seen you on the show. I know you've been super busy, helping out at the law firm, but it's always such a pleasure to have you back on the show.
Well, thank you for the kind words. I really enjoy being back. I was really excited when we decided we were going to do this and I was going to come on. I was really looking forward to it because it has been a minute.
Yeah, and look, you have a lot of viewers that love when you come back on the show. And then you also have a lot of viewers that probably haven't never met you because I think the last show we had was a couple months ago. So for those viewers that don't know who you are, what you do, and your passion, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, hi, everybody. My name is Ramesh Raghuthaman. I'm the managing partner here at Miller & Associates and also DMA Advocates, our sister company as well. I've been with DMA since 2004. I think there was just 1 year where I wasn't, but lifelong Houstonian, Texan. I wasn't born here. I was actually born in Ohio, but moved here before I was 1 year old. Grew up in Sugar Land. That's my home. And went to high school here, went to Jesuit here, and then went to college and law school away. But I always knew that I wanted to come back to Texas. This is my home. And it obviously was the right thing for me. So I came back here, and now I'm in Katy. So I went from one suburb to the other, but I'm here now, and yeah, it's been great. We have a lot going, a lot of things going on, and a lot going for us. But it's been a fun ride, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, and so we're very happy to have you here. And again, the managing partner for Miller & Associates, DMA Advocates, PLLC. So today, we're going to kind of highlight a lot of your, get to know you a little bit better of your customs, but also as an entrepreneur. You are an entrepreneur that has such a successful company, has gone through good and bad times. So I kind of want to, dive deep into that today. I know you along with your partner, Darren, as well, have really good insight for those that are watching, those that are, inspiring to be a business owner one day. There's going to be good and there's going to be bad moments. Now, before we get down to the nitty gritty, and I'm going to get your passion, if you allow me today, because I think your heart is golden. You have such a big heart. And I want to highlight that. And I want to show the viewers, how your mindset is and how your heart is. You are an attorney, but you have more to you. And I definitely want to highlight that. So we'll be discussing that as well as the holidays and really reflecting on what this year meant to us. I know in the holiday season, we get to reflect. We get to be, in our emotions, in our deep inside. So I want to get into that. And we're just going to go dive right in.
Do it.
Awesome. So first, I want to kind of get your opinion, Ramesh, in regards to what has this year been for you in the business aspect of things?
It's a good question. This has been a challenging year. Obviously, we've had a lot of things that we've kind of had to address and face. And it's one of those things where, you're not picking your path. I think this is coming to you. We like to be proactive. We don't like to be reactionary. And unfortunately, in this situation, you get tested on how well you reacted. And one of the things I can tell you is, when the pandemic and the news and the understanding of it was just getting out at the early part of the year, of course you had your concerns as to how is this going to affect us? Is this going to affect our business? Where if people are shut down, are people going to be driving on the roads? How is that going to affect us? When are we going to feel the nature of our business? That we operate cyclically. So cases we bring in 1 month, we don't see those cases don't come in until much later down the calendar. So when are we going to really feel the effects of the pandemic? Was it going to be right then and there? Is it going to be 6 months from now? How do we plan for those things? So those are the things that kind of start talking about work. You make me grab my pen. Those are the kind of things that, we're cognizant of and we're aware of, and we try to plan. And here's the other big part of it too, Marty, from our perspective, it's that you are also have the responsibility of all of your people, all of our people at the firm, right? Just because we have these concerns are not, first and foremost, we want to make sure our clients are protected, right? We want to make sure that we know what we're doing with their cases and make sure that we're continuing to represent them, in the expectation that they expect us to, in the way that they expect us to. And we need to continue to do our job the way we've always done it, okay? But, you're asking me to reflect, and you're asking me, what are some of the tough things, kind of that came up, and, that responsibility that we have for everyone here, we care, and we want to take that into consideration, and it truly is a family here. So that along plays into our decision making, because we're not only trying to look to take care of us, but we're trying to take care of all of us and our families. We understand that everybody else has responsibilities as well. So I will say that was one of the big moments, and then adapting to our new kind of system. I don't like the word new normal for whatever reason, but what I'm trying to get at is adjusting and adapting our procedures to the current conditions that we're dealing with, in terms of some people can't scan remotely, some people have limited capabilities, some people have full capabilities, some people can come in, just working out all the logistics and details with those kind of things was challenging. And then I will say the last part that I thought really sticks out for me was I was really proud of our management team. When COVID started, we put together all those action plans. Remember, we got together and started, we made the office as safe as possible by marketing and putting the hand sanitizers and limiting the distancing and the signs with the social distancing, with the limiting the people in conference rooms and elevators and all of that. Seeing that all kind of come together, and the way we all did that, with you taking care of your team, Bonnie, and doing, taking care of your responsibilities to make sure that those people are done, to all of us doing our part and making sure. And look, now we're able to operate rather seamlessly, and it's right. That's been something that when I look back, I'm really proud about how we've been able to do that.
Yeah, no, and look, it's great that you're highlighting these things, because a lot of, we make it look as if everything's back to normal, but there's still challenges on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. So I know it's just crazy. Every show I say, and I cannot believe we're here. We're here in December 2020. A whole year almost has gone by, almost, in this type of situation. And it sounds like, with how you're speaking about it, it's been successful. Successful comes in different ways, right? So it comes, in different shapes, forms, and sizes. So in your opinion, was it successful to you and your business?
I think you hit an amazing point, Marty. There are many different ways you can look and define and kind of judge success, right? And first and foremost, I think the most important point is, you're right. Success is not exclusively determined based upon so like just work production or one thing only. Okay, it's based upon a number of things. All right. When you ask me if this year's a success, I would say yes, and I say yes because I had just talked about some of the challenges and the kind of the unique situations we've had to kind of address, in real time. But what really stood out is seeing our team and our employees dig in, commit, dedicate themselves to, hey, understanding, look, this is a new process. And look, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like we're so blessed here at our firm because, when you're operating like this and you're trying to design infrastructures and processes, kind of on the fly or tweak them on the fly, it takes a lot of commitment and faith in your people. And, even logistically with people not being in the office and people working remotely, and you can put your systems in place and you can do all that, but at the end of the day, you have to rely on your people. And, it makes me feel warm inside that I know not only can we rely on our people, but we can trust our people. Okay. Because, we're not there. We're not, it's a different environment, and the environment it's not necessarily, the work environment, because work is designed to be conducive for production, and trying to maintain, our, pace and our requirements and the expectations of your job, and knowing that we can trust our people and that they want to do this and they're all pulling in the same direction, and, creating that ecosystem where we're all moving in the same way was probably the best thing. So, if you're going to ask me, and the fact that we're continuing to do business, the fact that we're open, the fact that things are still moving forward, I would say that we were successful. It's not been difficult. Don't think for a second that we haven't faced difficult times or had our own challenges. But overall, when you look at that, and I look at our people, I would say that would be successful, or at least my definition of successful.
Yeah. And kudos to you for having, that forward thinking mindset. And I think you're right. I mean, some people are used to, and some companies are used to working from home because that's the nature of their company. Some have had to adjust. Some haven't been able to adjust, and some can't work from home because of the nature of their business. So it really just depends on the nature of the business. What type of production lineup do you have? And then trust is really big when you're in a household to where you can't really go in someone's home. Thank goodness we have video to where you kind of can go in someone's home via video. But other than that, it does make it a little bit more challenging. So I will say kudos to you for an entrepreneur that has to be forward thinking and has to be thinking of how to make things better and just taking the challenges for what they are, and making it an opportunity, right? So I'm gonna kind of switch it on you, Ramesh, because we're here in December. Not only are we highlighting what has happened in 2020, the good, the bad, the indifferent, but we also want to be positive, spirited in the sense that the holidays are here. The holidays is also something that we all have to adjust. So first, I'm going to ask you, I mean, you're a father, a brother, a husband, all that good stuff. So are you ready for the holidays?
Not even close.
How did I know that was your answer?
Not even close. Not even close. I have an idea of kind of a couple of things, but nah.
Yeah. Well, look, at least you're being honest. So if your loved ones are watching, they're probably now know. However, things have changed.
If I had said yes, Monty, that I was prepared, they would have known I was lying.
They know you well, right? But look, just like how you're saying how you have to adjust in the business aspect of things, you also have to do it for Christmas. I know this year will be different. It will be tough for many families because some families are not able to do what you're used to doing, right? I will ask, how has the shopping been for you this year? If you're even shopping, is it different to have to do it online and can't go in through a store due to the health, risk? So talk to us a little bit how that's changed and been different for you.
Well, look, for me, I will say this. Typically, I do most of it online. I think a lot of people kind of shifted that way. But, there are things that you have to go in person, right? You like to get things done, maybe a personal touch or whatever. But I will say this, we're doing our part. Like, we're going to try to stay inside and be safe, and not create any unnecessary exposure or risk. But I will say this, like, for this year, for me, the shopping or the gifts, I'll probably not be in any stores. But I'm lucky in the sense that at least the list that I'm kind of working on, I can do online. So, but
Yeah.
I can imagine it's difficult. And here's the other thing too. Even with the online shopping, just remember, the shipping now is all delayed. So all of your stuff, even when you're shopping online, your online shopping has been affected by what's going on. So it's affected on kind of every aspect of it. But the biggest thing I will tell you is, uh, the family aspect, and being careful. Like, I don't, my father's no longer with us anymore, but my mom is still here, and unfortunately, with her being older, we have to be careful about what we do and how we're getting together on the holidays. And, we want to be cognizant of that. I don't want to put her in any extra risk, or, my sister and her husband's family or anything like that. We don't want to create that kind of thing. So, yeah, it stinks, because typically we all do get together, especially in the even numbered years when the girls are with us for Christmas. So, yeah, this year we're going to Zoom and drop off presents, and that's it.
No, that's good that you guys are adjusting to it, and I love it. And I will agree with you. Look, my shopping has turned into 100% online. I actually like that humanized touch. I'm that person that likes to feel, touch, hug, all that good stuff. And I know that that's something that we can't do. And I will be honest, I do appreciate, your opinion on the small families. I think that's something, your immediate family. I know we all are used to big families if you have extended family, but just, that's something that keeping it down to like your immediate family, and then being mindful of, for instance, my mom is also one as well. So I'm trying not to go out anywhere at all. So it's like my quarantine phase, because I'm about to be around my mother, who has a little bit more the age at risk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then just be mindful. I want to tell our viewers right now that try not to leave anyone out, because if there is anyone that is elderly that can, at least get a drive by, or at least get, a wave, hug, and a kiss. This is hard times for a lot of people. So just being mindful of those that are by themselves. And if you are out and shopping, also being mindful not to be around those that are compromised of their, illness or age, and etc. But it's the time of loving. It's the time of reflecting. It's really not about gifts, but it is about love. And so I love that you have your traditions, Ramesh, it sounds like, with your family. And so I kind of want to hear your traditions that I guess you normally do, and what you're going to do this year. Do you guys, are you the family that wakes up in matching pajamas and sings Christmas carols? Like, what do you guys do normally?
We're pretty good. I mean, like, it's a lot of fun, especially when we're all together. We are definitely the type of family that we wake up. We're not opening until kind of everybody's up and we get dressed. So that makes the morning a little bit hectic, because the kids are ready to go and they're ready to
Yeah.
open. But yeah, and we like being around each other when we do spend Christmas morning together. So we are definitely going to miss that.
Good.
And Marty, one thing I do want to mention, I've noticed you and I. We're very similar in the sense that we have small nuclear family, right? It's just me, my sister, my mom now, and it's just you, your sister, and your mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that feeling. Like, I don't have the struggle of my mom living 2 or 3 hours away like you do, and I can imagine how difficult that must be with her being alone over there during this time. So I'm really glad to see that you're going to be quarantining and making sure that you can spend time, because when it's just the three of you guys, I mean, it's a small family. I'm not blessed to have a huge family. I don't. That's not me.
Yeah, and it's something, I've even been seeing in the news, people go around, people of age compromise, and then they get COVID, and unfortunately their life is at risk. And
Okay.
so I want to be mindful of, just because you went to the store shopping, maybe thinking and rethinking of who you are around and who can actually take it a little bit harder, if and when, but hopefully everyone is quarantining, and I know what they're doing also. And I don't know if you've been to any urgent centers, they're doing a lot of rapid tests if you are going to be around family members, just to ensure you're safe and you're good. That's also a good little practice as well. But COVID style, I mean, we're all having to adjust this year. We are all, as families, like, what are we doing? What traditions are we nixing? We're not doing the potluck. Are we not doing this? I know it's difficult. And so I want to ask you, Ramesh, how is your family adapting, or things that you guys probably have to take out of your traditions just to adapt to the COVID style?
Well, I mean, like I said, we're not going to be, we're not going to. We're certainly going to have seats available. It's not standing room only like it usually is in our place. But we're definitely going to miss that. And the girls used to love going and seeing a movie. Usually there's football or something on, so I always like to to relax and stuff like that and do that. But not having everybody around, because you don't keep the Zoom on for 4 hours, right? You do the Zoom and then you go. So yeah, it's gonna be different not being able to spend the day together, right?
Right.
But again, in this type of year with everything that's been out there, hey, we're having Christmas. Everybody's, even if they're via Zoom, they're healthy and having Christmas with you. And,
Yeah.
you should be
Yeah.
happy about that. We should look positive.
And I agree. If you guys haven't used Zoom yet or implemented it on Thanksgiving, I think Christmas is definitely the one. Mental health is super, super important, especially during these times this year. So I suggest, for those of you guys, if there's family afar, away, near, not close, all that good stuff, just check up on them, because some people may be alone and may not be able to go see a family member, and that Zoom call for 30 minutes may change their whole life for that moment in time. So
You can make a
utilize
lifetime of
these.
difference.
Yes, yes.
Lifetime.
Mental health is very serious. So definitely check up on your friends or your family, all of that this time. If it's not Eve, then Christmas Day as well, or even on the day after, all of the above, right? So we do have a couple of comments, Ramesh. We do have Maria saying, I'm not prepared for the holiday season either, Ramesh. I need to finish gift shopping. I'm all done. That's the only thing. And then Mary Lou is saying, Merry Christmas. Miss you guys. The love of Christmas is
Mary
always
Lou.
in our hearts. Happy birthday, Jesus. So, Mary Lou, we're so
Mary
happy to see
Lou.
you and
Merry
hear
Christmas,
from
happy
you.
holidays to you from all of us.
Exactly. And so, we're, as you can kind of hear, the comments that we receive are so loving. And as busy as we are, not just these two companies, but also any other companies that may be watching, or even in your personal life, D Miller and Associates PLC, as well as DMA Advocates, we we love the holiday season a lot. Love is in the air, right? So, what are some traditions, Ramesh, as you've done as a managing partner, that are done here at the office, or even in preparation of this whole month?
Well, one thing I'm going to tell you, that first and foremost, let me just start with this. I really, I'm a big Thanksgiving guy. Thanksgiving in our firm is a very special thing for me. Everybody knows that, like, I get real in my feelings and all emotional about it, just because Thanksgiving, for whatever reason, that holiday, it just represents, and it easily identifies where we started and what that looked like to what Thanksgiving looks like now with us. Okay. Not being able to do that with everybody this year was definitely a bummer, because I really enjoyed that opportunity to have that with our whole team, and then with our families. But also for Christmas, it's tough when you really look forward to our end of the year Christmas party. And this year we're going to be doing it at a new venue, the venue called Zoom. So, but we're going to be doing it virtually, right? But you know, the Santa's gift exchange and the gift game and all those things that we played and the laughing and the shouting across the tables and all those things that we do during those parties. I mean, that's the fun part, and we are going to miss that. And you know what? It's unfortunate that we can't do it this year, but guess what? We'll have a great time. We'll adapt and move on, and then go. And I would say the last thing is, you know, we are very at the end of the year, like you said, the holidays are so super important to both of us and to the team here. And what I can tell you is, usually at the end of the year, we do awards for our team, and you know, it's just a different vibe when you're not there to present it and get that extra feeling. But you know, I can imagine how much preparing and how much it had to go into adapting to all of this. I mean, but I know because I've seen you guys working and seen you guys plan for the month with all of what we have on between, you know, the Santa stuff, the outreach things that we do, the charity and giving that we do, plus all the internal work that you and your team are doing to make this work. I mean, even if you say awards, you know how much goes into awards behind just to get to be able to do that. So
yeah,
thank you, Marty, and your team and everybody else here for everything that's done adapting to this. And you know, it's been pretty cool. Even in the scope of all of this, you guys have managed to adapt, amend, change things, and we've still had events. We've still had the show has still gone on, and we've still been able to do the things that we want to do and share and express our gratitude and thank our employees and all of that, because you guys have given us that outlet.
Yes, no, thank you for that. I know, look, it's very important. Our traditions here, not just our company, but even your company. A lot of companies, they have their holiday company party. They wear their ugly sweater. They do the elephant, the gift exchange, Secret Santa, endless things that your company does that you're having to adapt. And look, I agree with you. It's not the same because right now I'm alone, but I'm actually talking to every single one of you guys. So that interaction's not there. What I will say is, you know, this is not going to be the forever, but what we can do is make it as close to how it was in the past. And so that is what our traditions, excuse me, have kind of changed because we're trying to bring it, but we're bringing it virtually. It's going to be a little bit different. We'll see how it goes. But, you know, every company is wanting and itching to have it. And you have to kind of sit back and just make sure what's right for the company, your employees, etc. So adapting is sometimes difficult, but as long as you think about the process, and thank goodness for Zoom and video capabilities with, you know, FaceTime, that we're able to do that. So I think that's super, super good. Now, I want to ask you, Ramesh, what is one important thing, you know, of the holiday season? You've highlighted a lot of things that mean a lot to you in your heart, this company, etc. But I want you to highlight something that's, you know, important to you during this Christmas season that you normally feel whenever we do the company party or the company awards, that you can probably also speak to another owner, entrepreneur out there that may be feeling the same way.
Well, again, great question. And what I will tell you is, you know, picking up where you left off in terms of adapting, there's one other thing I think that we do really well as a group, and that is we embrace our present where we are. So, okay, even if we have to adapt and do this thing virtually, we can spend the whole time being upset and complaining about how we're not in person and how we're not at a restaurant and how we're not here doing all this thing. Or you can say, hey, look at what we figured out. This is this is viable now. Now embrace it. Be present. Be here. Enjoy that moment. Okay. Don't ruin that moment. So that's what I would certainly, you know, kind of start off with on that end. And then what is something that, you know, I Did you ask me if I miss or what?
No,
Is
that
something
you would like to highlight on that was a highlight for this year and in this holiday season? Like one important thing that was.
So one of the things I'll miss on a kind of lighter level, I do miss all the Secret Santa stuff that we're doing that we do, and having everybody around to do all those kind of things. But I would honestly say our Christmas party and the end of the year kind of awards and stuff that we get to talk to, that is the thing that I look forward to. I look forward to that afternoon with our team. It's a time. It's one of the rare times that we all, both D. Miller and Associates and DMA advocates, get to share time together in that type of environment. So that's really something that I always look forward to and enjoy, and it's an opportunity to actually spend some time with our team and our people.
Yeah, definitely agree with you. Now, I know we were kind of going a little bit on the holiday season, kind of adapting to these traditions that I know a lot of you guys are having to adapt, whether it's personal, family, travel, business, shopping, whatever the case might be, you're having to adapt this year. We're having to rewrite the story this year. So now I kind of want to turn it over and pick your brain a little bit, Ramesh, on, this year has been a year, okay? A year for a lot, the good, the bad, the indifferent, right? And I won't have you on our last show. So, this is some of the questions we highlight on end of year, but what is one thing you've learned this year? And I know a lot of you guys are watching like, let me pull out the list of what I've learned, right? Because we've all learned so much this year, and things that we probably didn't think we could do. We did, we survived, we're here, and we need to be blessed that we're still here to see another day. But Ramesh, tell us, what is one thing that you've learned from this year?
As I lose my microphone again, but
it's okay.
Right there. There we go. The difficulty in answering that question is not necessarily what is the one thing you've learned, but what are you picking to share, right? Because we've learned so much. I'll start with this, and this one is definitely something that I'm really, really proud of. Is our team here, our people, we're a resilient group, and I love that about our squad. They are tough, and they know that sometimes situations can change, and sometimes circumstances dictate certain processes or certain outcomes. And being understanding and being willing to listen and being willing to contribute to potentially making things, more effective or streamlined, it really, really stood out for me. So yeah, that's one thing I'm really proud of, and I'm happy about. And then the other thing I'll say from our perspective, when we're looking and trying to continue the business to, for the firm to continue to keep moving forward, but, you're considerate of your people. And I think, you always say you want to listen to what everybody says, but the fact that we were listening and encouraging and, and we're asking people to be open and share, that has really helped, because, some of the thoughts and some of the ideas that we've received from that type of encouragement from people being, willing and, knowing that we would be open and receptive to that, has really paid dividends. And the other thing I will also tell you finally from our perspective is be forward thinking and consider your team. Okay. And, everybody's situation is obviously unique and unique to themselves. And, everybody has their own responsibilities and things that pull them and require them. And, they have their own obligations, but as a leader or as a business owner or anything like that, you want to the biggest lesson is you want your people to know that you care. You want your people to know that, look, I'm caring about you guys as well. These decisions, when we make decisions are made in consideration with, the things that you guys bring up. And I think it's really important that you listen to your people. And when I say listen, I mean listen all caps, like listen.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. I think that's a good learning tip that you took is like this year, we really took the time to sit down and listen, whether it's listening to the news, whether it was listening to things that were happening in this world, was listening to your family saying, I never got to see you. Now I'm seeing you every day. Whether it's listening to your employees, that word listen, and when you say all caps, that really resonates for this year because we had to take a moment and listen to our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, and all the stuff around us and really act upon that. It's very tough to be in the situation and come out positive. So, I'm glad that we have these positive vibes not only in this show, but even within our coworkers, because we can lift someone up that might be at their, lower stages, right? So I want to put you on the spot right now, Ramesh. One of our last few questions, but what is your favorite moment that you can remember of this year? And I mean, it's been a very heavy year. Okay. There's a lot that's happened this year. So that's why I say I'm putting you on the spot to quickly think, but you're a forward thinker. So I know you can definitely do it.
um, my favorite moment, I guess, of the year. Like I said, I think on the work side of from the firm side, kind of everything. Again, just our seamless transition to from being in office, everybody to being able to work remote. That transition was probably a big highlight for me. And then look, on a kind of more personal level, like I'm really happy that we've been able to stay healthy and safe, and like we've been lucky. We've been really lucky. I'm blessed, so I'm very grateful for that. Because there, Muddy, if you remember in the beginning when you started hearing about in the pandemic and COVID and coronavirus, all this stuff, it started off for me where I kind of knew what the virus was. Then it started off as I don't know someone, but I know someone who knows someone who knows someone who has it. Then it started off as I know someone who knows someone who has it. Now I know people who have it. You know what I'm saying? And like the perspective changed just like continually from, it was just a straight line of, progress in that regard, in the sense of, the impact of the pandemic and the virus and people knowing and getting it. So the fact that, we've been able to be lucky as of now and stay healthy, and the fact that, we've been able to take care of our environment here and protect our people here.
Yeah. No, and that's awesome. And I kind of want to take you down memory lane, how you just said it was kind of, distant for you. And then it started hitting home, right? And I don't know if you guys remember our Talk to Me Tuesday show. We actually had a guest who was a professor in China, and she actually was in the United States, and she couldn't go back to her job in China. She was Dr. Juanita. And we were like, the virus is in China. It was so far away from us. That was our show in February. Mm-hmm. And then it came to the United States. It was still kind of distant. But then it started hitting our surroundings, our environment, our loved ones, our close ones, and it started getting closer to us. So when you said that, I literally could get you down memory lane, because that first show that we had, it felt like it was just it's just not going to touch us type of deal. So
I was the same way. I kept hearing it and seeing it in the news in February, and beginning to middle of February, late February, I kept seeing it, and I would just change the channel. I was like, I want to keep talking about coronavirus. Like, when are they going to cycle out of this?
Yeah. Yeah. And look, you guys may not see it as often now, but that doesn't mean that there isn't, it's not around us. I know if people don't hear it, they're like, oh, it's not there. It's gone. Bye. Poof. But just think of that little voice that you heard at the beginning, the coronavirus. Keep thinking of that voice because it's still around. So just don't think it's gone. So, and just on a positive note, right? Ramesh, you just have such a big heart, not just you, your partner, Darren Miller, as well, this law firm. What we do for the community is, so impactful to many people. And I know this month we're going to continue on, the hero behavior, which we do every single month. I know you guys are going to continue doing it for 2021. This month we're highlighting, giving out something to for the new year for you guys to have it, because you guys win it in the new year. So we're actually giving a cleaning service for your house, top to bottom, all that good stuff, which is great. Awesome. It's such a giving piece. And it's super easy. And the best thing is it's free. You guys don't have to do much. You just have to do 4 little things. So name one of the 4 things that you guys have to do, Ramesh.
Like, share, tag, and post.
Exactly. So you just got to like the picture that you guys see on the screen. Make sure you go like our page. Actually, run right now and go like our page, because we are putting a lot of holiday stuff, giveaways, and you don't want to miss out. And definitely repost it on your timeline and tag someone that can also use this gift. So that's something that we are going to be giving. We give it out every month. So not only do we do things in our community, but this is another added token that we're just constantly trying to alleviate some stress in y'all's life. And if we have a way, we're definitely going to share it the best way we can. That's awesome. Isn't that right, Ramesh?
That's awesome. You know what I was going to say, like, I would just say as a tip, look, the holiday season is one for giving. Okay. You said it right. It's not about gifts. It's about the thought and love. And that is what is the spirit of this holiday. Mm-hmm. And where I'm going with this is this has been a tough year on a lot of people, a lot of families, people, I'm sure. And, we were thinking about it, and typically we like to do something as a family and donate or do Santa's exchange or do a toy exchange or do something for those that are less fortunate from us. What I'm going to tell you now this year, there's a lot more of those people that are less fortunate than us. And if there was a time ever before that's, better than any, it is right now. If you, have it in you, and if you have been blessed, make sure you give back to your community, adopt a family, adopt a kid. I can't tell you, I guarantee you there's families there with 2 children where the dad and mom lost their job and they're wondering about Christmas and how it's going to come about, that you help people like that. And what, we do a toy exchange as a family. We also make a donation to one of the Santa charities, but we're going to be adopting a family too to make sure they have Christmas as well this year.
Yes. And look, I love that suggestion. I love that bit of advice, just because some people have been blessed this year. Some people have still had their jobs and work from home, and some have not. There is a lot more people this year with what we've all gone through that has a need. So if you do have a heart, and a dollar even goes a long way. It could be something super, super small, but it could put a smile on someone's face. So giving back and just being able to share that gratitude, it comes back in a twofold PS, because karma comes back in good and in bad. So if you do have a way to give, to volunteer, donate, any of that, find a way in your local area while still being safe with your family and your health as well. But there's a lot of ways that even these charities are getting really creative on what we can do. So it's not just, normal business. The charities are having to get creative too. So reach out if you have any questions on, hey, I want to give out, but I just don't know. Reach out to us. We do have a handful of charities here as well that we work with, and we'll get you hooked up with the right person for sure.
Fantastic. That's awesome.
Yes.
That's good. I just wanted to share that. It's really important to us. It started off as one of those things that we wanted to, make sure, like our young children have the understanding of, there are those that are in need, and, they're fortunate and we're fortunate, and we need to take, they need to understand and see what the less fortunate have to go through. So, we've been doing this for a couple of years now, and, I think it's made it a major impact, and it's on the children especially. And I think, they've learned a lot from it.
Yeah, no, I agree. So yeah, I want to thank you for that, because that's definitely something that we want to show. We don't know what people are going through right now, and if they were able to mask it before, maybe this year they're maybe not able to mask it due to everything being stripped away. So I just want you guys to definitely tune in, reach out to us on direct messaging. Check out our channels and all our social media. We have a lot of cool stuff for the holiday giveaways and stuff that you can be like, let's join forces. Let's be one strong, united front, so that way we can make a difference to those that need us, for those that need those positive vibes. We're here for that. So Ramesh, it's so good to always have you back on the show. I want to thank you for joining us.
That was fast.
I know. So before we wrap it up, I don't know if you have any last tidbit. You have so much knowledge. And it's, we hardly get to see you. So I want to keep picking your brain. But if you have any last minute tip, advice, anything, what do you want to leave our viewers with today?
Well, again, thank you, Marty, for having me on the show. You and your team, you guys do a wonderful job. Okay. I mean, and I know it's a lot of work that goes into making this stuff run so smoothly. It's difficult when you guys make it run so easy. So I thank you guys for that. To everyone else, please be safe, be considerate, be responsible. Whatever your feelings are on masks or not, remember my saying, it's not a big ask, just wear your mask. Okay? It's not too much to ask, just do it. And,
yeah.
Like I said, be safe, be responsible, and let's hope that everyone has a happy holidays and Merry Christmas. And from all of us and management and all of that, we want our team and our staff to know that we thank you. We're grateful for everything that you guys have done, and we hope that you guys enjoy the holidays and finish out this year strong as we're ready to take on 2021.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And with that, you just bring such Christmas spirit. And I want you guys all to remember that. Those that are watching right now, just remember that's what it's about. It's about the Christmas spirit. It's about the story. It's about the traditions that you've given to your family. And it's about the love. So make it the best 2020. Let's end it with a bang. And let's make sure that the love is still in the air. And happy holidays to all you guys. And obviously a Merry Christmas as well. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Talk to Me Tuesday. I want to thank you guys for sharing it, reposting it. And I want to thank you guys for being on this show. And don't miss out on our last show, which is going to be 2 Tuesdays from now. So thank you for tuning in to Talk to Me Tuesday on a Tuesday. I'm your host, Mari B.
I got everybody.